Hello everyone, it is Walt here, and today I wanted to shoot you guys kind of a walk and talk video, which I'm clearly famous for at this point because I do a lot of these. But today's topic is all about fate and probability. I think this one's pretty big because a lot of people have an issue accepting the world as being entirely probabilistic. And I wanted to talk about this in a way, since this is a mindset I accepted initially about trading, and I'm beginning to accept it more and more about applying to all aspects of life. So I'll go through kind of the trading explanation, the casino model, and then I want to go through how to apply it to life to help both you, me, everybody else, because I think that this is a big principle. I've also been working on a book on this one, so I'll link that for you guys once I finish her up. But I'm sure this video will go up before books, because, you know, easier to do. Anywho, let's dive into this one. So, fate, probability. So, since we're basically from the time we're kids, we get taught this idea of certain outcomes. That if we do things right, the certain outcome will occur. Okay, so if we study hard enough, we'll ace the test. If we do this thing right, we'll, get this. If we train hard enough, we'll win the race. If we, basically, it's kind of an if-then statement. It's a certain outcome that has no other factors in it. So we get taught, okay, if you do things perfectly, you'll get the thing you want. Okay, and so a lot of the time, we're basically taught this through the idea of being good. So we're told, oh, okay, be a good kid and you'll get this, and do this and you'll get this. So incentives are clearly something people respond to, and that's a very big and very important, basically part of economics and part of how the entire world works is incentives here. Deals that are saying, if then kind of statements as you would write in code. But kind of to jump forward with this, really, we're taught that this is how the world works, that we will get what we want if we are a good person, if we treat others right, if we do all the right stuff. And this is kind of, we're basically taught about like a world's justice sense. Like we expect the world to be just, or think that the world should be just. That, if you do something bad, you should be punished. If you do something good, you should be rewarded. Well, the problem here is that the world does not have somebody who is always watching, who is always, doing the justice thing. Or if you think that person exists, they're definitely not regulating this kind of stuff on a daily basis. There's people's beliefs in the underworld or the afterlife and things about judgment at that point. But let's talk about stuff for on Earth. I don't want to jump on anybody's beliefs, but let's just take what we can see and what we can observe in this current reality and, work with that. Really, if you look to, is there good karma, is there bad karma, there is the degree that everybody makes their own karma in terms of, like, their subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind tends to treat you how you treat other people. Now, this doesn't always have to be the case. It's not the case for everybody, but basically it's like a kind of a placebo effect when it comes to this kind of karma, or to hexes is a good example here. So when people, like somebody puts a hex on them, it's not the actual, magic that does anything here clearly, because that's not real. It's the fact that the person believes that they are cursed. So they interpret things to be cursed. They're basically asking their subconscious mind to curse them, and so their subconscious mind walks them into traps, and then, confirmation bias kind of stuff. But let's steer back to the main topic. I don't want to trail on like a million tangents here. Basically, talking is hard sometimes. Okay, probability basically states that there is always like a probabilistic outcome to every kind of event. And I would apply this initially with the model for trading. Hey, chicken. Yeah, so when it comes to trading, you have to accept a belief in probabilities that no matter how good your trades seem to be when you initially take them, there's always a chance that they will go against you like this. And so you have to accept that in order to make it work just like a casino would work, where you put the edge in your favor and you win more than you lose. But the thing is, losing is something people have a really hard time like accepting. They think, okay, I'm a good person, I did everything right, my destiny then is to be handsomely rewarded for that, and then they go forward with an event where the edge is against them and they lose. Imagine somebody who's been a good person all their life, and then they go to a casino and they put all their money on 33 black on the roulette wheel, and they spin it, and they're like, okay, I've been a good person, roulette's gonna pay out big for me and I'm gonna win. And then it comes up, you know, like 34 red. Like, no. Or like any other like space on it, because there are 38 spaces on a roulette wheel. This means you have about a 2.6% chance that basically it's going to come up on your number. So whether you're a good person or not, roulette does not care, okay? This is a thing where your karma or whatnot does not actually matter. It's all in the probability here, all in the odds. Now this is a thing for all of life. If you have somebody that you want to respect you, you respect them, you treat them right, you try to get everything to work out, there is still a % chance that they are going to not respect you, okay? And this is something so many people have a hard time accepting. They have such a hard time saying, oh, but I've been good to this person, I've treated them right, I've said these things, I've tried all these methods, how come they're still not respecting me? And as much as you do this, as much as you can build an edge in your favor, which I am in favor of here clearly for influencing others. I mean, How to Influence and Influence People has got some good advice. I have my own books on getting respect. I have affirmations for that. I've written a lot about that topic. But the thing is, there's no way to force a 100% outcome in any event. Now, if you can get the edge in your favor, like you can using these methods, get the odds really high that you'll get the respect, that's all fine. Okay, it's just when you expect that you will get it because you've done this, that's when you run into the problem here, okay? And that's really the main principle, basically, is that everything comes down to probability. You cannot force a certain 100% outcome to occur at any event, okay? Any single event. You can't make somebody do this exactly the way you want them to. Yeah, and our society basically has taught us our entire lives that if we're good people, good things will happen to us. And then we play against probability games where the odds are not in our favor, or if they are, sometimes we lose at them. You know, and I think that that's fair, because there are plenty of people beyond just like the casino, because that one seems obvious. People think, oh, if I write this good piece, I know it'll sell. You know, I've been a good person. They think, oh, you know, if I do this, it'll be successful. Oh, since I'm a good person, I'll make this work, or this person will love me, or this will happen this way. Basically, people want to play God and play a role where they can force an outcome to occur every time they want it to. But unless you have omnipotence, like I'm open to you know, some ideas there, because clearly there's some ideas about how you could gain omnipotence, and I'm not opposed to anything in that direction. If you want to figure out a way to become a god, like be my guest here. But as long as we're human beings and we don't have godly powers, as much control as we can have, we're taught to think that everything should go our way all the time, okay? And then this is what builds up fear, because we're constantly doing this over and over and over again, saying, okay, it has to go my way, and there are things that don't go our way, and because we don't accept that they could, you know, like, not go our way, then that's why this happens. That's why fear hits us so hard, because we're sure it has to go my way. If you have a sure thing and then it fails, that's when you feel the most disappointment, the most rage, the most like, how could this happen? And the reason is because everything is up to probability. Now, the nice thing about probability when it comes to trading is that once you accept that my trades are never guaranteed, there's no way to force myself to win every single time, then it's okay to take losses. They don't hurt anymore, because you know that every loss puts you closer to a win. And this is the same case with life. You see, if you set the odds in your favor, so if you think, okay, now I have an 80% chance that this person will respect me, you know, in this situation, then basically it's just up to the dice on this one. So, I mean, 4 out of 5 times they will respect you, and then 1 out of 5 times they won't. Or it could be they'll respect me in 6 months from now, and you could say I have an 80% chance. Well, 4 out of 5 times that might work, 1 out of 5 times not so much. And the important thing here is that fear really is going to target your ideas because that's its job, okay? It's trying to keep you safe from something that's impossible to keep you safe from, basically. So if we go with the respect example, 6 months from now, say I want somebody to respect me, right? Then if I say I have an 80% chance, fear will attack me and say, you can't do it, it won't work. And the thing you can say to fear at this point is, well, you know, there's a 20% chance it won't work, but the odds are in my favor. See, fear only targets things because we believe we have to be 100% on everything. We believe that everything has to have our full attention, our full belief behind it. And then we get chipped away at because really everything is up to probability. There is no way to force a certain outcome without omnipotence. Now, you can set the odds, you know, majorly in your favor. You can tilt the board as far as you want so that you can win almost all of the time here. You know, you can make it so that at some things that are really easy, you could win at, you know, 99.9999997 or something percent of the time. But there's always that small chance you won't. So if you're willing to accept, hey look, chickens. If you're willing to accept that you won't win every time, that you can lose some of the time, basically, at anything in life, that's when you can really nail success, because fear comes from just this belief that it has to work, it has to, instead of saying, it'll probably work. Anyway, that's my video on probability. I'm Walt. Check out some of my other content. Hopefully I put up my links to Amazon for some of my books that I've written on these topics to take this kind of education further. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel and follow along with my enlightenment videos every single day. So, stay tuned. I'll see you then.